is my 1996 Bronco. Looks pretty sweet. Old O.J. Simpson. Now, I got this thing not long ago. It's really clean. Body's from South Carolina. I have yet to find any rust on it. So we'll close the seatbelt in the door. But it does have a little noise in the front end. And it had some other little issues. The battery was going dead after a couple days. The clock spring was bad on it. And someone unplugged the horn and the relay was always on. And believe it or not, that relay being on, it would kill the battery overnight. I put a new clock spring in there. That fixed the cruise control and the horn and battery drain issue. We only got one-wheel drive. It means only one tire in the back is working when I click this thing in 4. And the T-case engages. And these automatic hubs, I remember working on these when they were new-ish and they were still on the road everywhere. They were notorious for failing. So I bought these. They just came today. I'm actually in nice clothes because I didn't plan on working. Bought these. Premium Warns. And the funny thing is, this box has been the same for like 20 years. And I actually had the conversion kit laying around in my box of goodies. So, if you're going to put these hubs on, 90% of the time you're going to need these nuts with the little nipple on them and these goofy rings. Like, I've had numerous trucks like this over the years with Dana 44s in the front, so I kind of know what I'm doing. Been a while though. This is by far the nicest one I've had. Usually I've had beaters, but I'm gonna get it up in the air, get the wheels off. I'm gonna explain why these are so prone to failing and why you're better off just getting out and locking in the hubs. Boy, it's hot out here today. So here's what we have. Seems nice and free. Everything's tight. Let's see if we can get these to do anything. So I'm spinning the front drive shaft, which is totally normal. We're in two-wheel drive. That is totally normal. But what isn't normal is when this axle shaft spins, and it may need to spin a little faster than I'm spinning it. But when that spins, this hub is supposed to engage, and it is not. So it doesn't matter what kind of truck you have, if they make some kind of engagement where you can get out, turn, pull a lever under the dash. I've installed those in GM trucks before. You're better off. Just these systems from the 90s and 2000s, they were just so prone to failure. It's not even funny. You know, that Warden's been around forever, and oh, I got a pretty decent little oil leak there. Huh. I sprayed this sucker off, but yeah, she is. Oh, man. Kind of, I don't know if that's oil pan or rear main. Either way, that sucks. Someone's already been in there. You can see we got one mismatched gold bolt. That's never a good sign. Okay, well, enough of that. But anyways, let's see if this one does anything when I spin it. No. Kind of feels like it's gonna grab. Actually, maybe a little. It's got a noise. Yeah, hear it? Going down the road, it kind of gallops. Right there. What's happening is that hub's halfway engaged and you're getting that ratcheting sound, and it's not bad in the truck. Like going down the road, I can kind of hear it, so I've been wanting to do hubs on it. Make sure I get four-wheel drive just in case I do decide to get stuck. But yeah, we'll do that again. Hear it? Ah, it like almost wants to grab. Like I can feel a lot of resistance in there. But I'm gonna get these apart and just give you a little how-to on how they're supposed to work. All these old Fords, they used to use slides that go in there that you just hammer in and out, and the calipers are very close, but these ones are actually bolted on. So funny, all these cars that I've grown up with are now considered classics. But man, this one is good. With all the paint still on the frame and everything. It looks factory. You tell me. Good solid old truck. That body bushing looks pretty bad. My kids love it. We took the top off this thing for the 4th of July and we're cruising around. It's awesome. I had some Eddie Bauer seats laying around for the front. I'm still looking for the back. If you got a Eddie Bauer rear seat for a Bronco, I am in the market. Still got nice thick pads. And this is a, what, T25? T25. So 3 bolts. Like so. Should come off pretty easily. And then there should be a snap ring. See if we can find the edge. Nope, might need a pick. Got a nice assortment of picks. And sweat is running down my face. It has been unbelievably hot here. Try a 2-pick. It'll make sense once I get it out. There's a China pick. This is an American pick. Oh yeah, it makes a difference. Look at that. Okay. So, nope, it's okay. But what I'm doing, there's a snap ring that goes all the way around this. And I found the end of it, and with 2 picks, I grabbed one end and the other and got underneath it. And now, I'm just going around it. And we remove the whole thing. And there is a little bevel on one end. And then this should come off. Okay, here's our mechanism. You can see it's good and greased. But it wasn't doing anything. When this axle spins, yeah, this should engage, and I just don't feel like fooling with them. They were unreliable when they were new, and now that these trucks are, what, 30 years old, they're still unreliable. But there is a little piece of wire, or a little piece of just it almost looks like an SD card. And I'm going off memory. I haven't had one of these apart in a long time. But behind this clip, I got a magnet, and I used to just get in there and kind of fish them out. Okay, so I'm on it. And there it is, this little half moon. This was just clipped on the axle. Then we have, there's 2 picks. The washer goes on the axle shaft. And then I see it. I am sweating like a here. Look at this. See that water coming off my nose? It's almost 7 o'clock and it is still hot. But I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up, but right here, there's a little slit. And that is that SD card looking thing I'm talking about. And it used to be, put a magnet in here, kind of jostle it around. Come on. Probably gonna take a little back and forth. This is what holds the lock nut from backing off. Come on. Like I said, I remember being a kid fiddling with these. Come on. And this one is being very stubborn. You can see, move it a little bit. It's rocking right on that flange. Come on. Give me it. Come on, you had a good run. It's time to leave. Come on. Just thinking about it. We may have to choose violence on this one. It's not wanting to come out. It's a pretty strong magnet too, as you can see. Picks up that screwdriver. No issues. I'm gonna try jostling it. Just a little bit. Doesn't matter if I break that or not. It's moving. And here we are. Okay, so there was one more piece in there that I forgot about apparently. Like I said, it's been a while. Another stupid clip. This little half moon guy. And then, okay, I think this is the piece that I was trying to get out. Okay, definitely seen that back off. So this is what it looks like. Right about here should be that little SD card thing that I was talking about. Oh, no, it's just coming out. Huh, that's weird. Is it already missing? We may never know. We're still moving. I'm sure somewhere someone's got a socket for this they don't use anymore. Some Ford tech from the 90s. But I've never had that socket. I do, however, have the generic four-wheel drive socket that I'll show you here shortly. If you see water dripping down, that's from me. I am warm. Almost. I think we're just about to the end. Yes. Take our hook. And here it is. There's our bearing. This is what I was talking about. Normally, there's like a little SD card looking piece of metal that fits in on this slot. That stops the whole thing from backing off, but you can see something was grinding here. Got some metal shavings. Everything looks okay. Not the vitals. But yeah, usually this, where'd it go? This thing seats in there, and there's one spot where you can slip that thing in. Or you know what? No, that's what that clip was for. I'm an idiot. I'm thinking Rangers. But yeah, this spins in. That clip holds it. Like I said, it's been a while. Don't judge me. Yeah, so this is what holds it. But I'm gonna clean up all the grease. Ooh, someone's really worked this spindle over. You can see someone's beat the snot out of it with a ball peen. These do come in 5 and 6 lug variations. I remember buying these. Something to think about. But yeah, someone beat the snot out of this thing. Look at that. I can definitely catch my finger. Not that this matters, because this is where the bearing rides and this is where the other bearing rides, so nothing's here. So I guess they did right. If you're gonna beat the snot out of it, hit it there. So I'm gonna pack these bearings up and we're ready for reassembly. So if you're gonna be working on old stuff, get you a grease packer. These things are great. Pull this white thing out, pour some grease in there, or pump it up with the grease gun, and you can pack bearings pretty trouble-free. This is the rear one, which it does look like they are a little different. So take note of that. But place the bearing in here, like so. Take our plunger and step on it. And you can hear it just being filled with grease. And that's what it looks like. Everything nice and greasy. And if you're careful, you can reuse the old seals. And send it home. We'll do the same thing with our front bearing. Get the dirt out of it that I put in it. And step on it. And we got it good and greasy. Set our rotor on. And the grease in this rotor looked pretty good. It wasn't all hard and nasty, so I'm just going to add a little more. You can't really have too much grease. good and started. All right, here we go. Need my 4-wheel drive socket. And this is that kit that I was talking about. They give you 2 nuts and this weird washer with a little hump in it. There's a piece of dog hair or my hair on it. But that locks on that collar. And then make sure you have the nuts with that little nipple. Goes on first, and obviously it points outward. It's my handy 4-wheel drive socket that I haven't used in years. But when you need it, it's great. Now remember, these do like to cross thread easily, so take your time and make sure you get it right. And then just take an impact and ruthlessly hammer it. Ah! No, kidding, don't. I got it snug. So we can see there's no lash in there. I can't move this. I'm gonna go get a ratchet, snug it up maybe a little bit. Nipple is protruding right towards us. Shut up, chicken. Where'd my socket go? Where'd it go? I just had it. It vanished. It's gone. Oh, it's on the impact. Duh. Okay, and I like to turn the rotor a little bit, and we're just snugging this up by hand with a short ratchet, preferably. And then I back it off probably about 1/8 of a turn on this. You can see bearing looks happy. So now we take this piece, and you may have to spin it a little bit to find which hole that nub fits in. I'm just going to clean these out. So we can see, locate our nub. Like I said, it may not happen the first time. But, oh, what do you know? Got it. It was lined up perfect. No, that doesn't happen a lot. Kind of like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so it is very important when you're working on these, and this goes for all makes, Ford, GM, Dodge. They all use the same design. So the nub is right, come on, focus, right there. I don't know if you can quite see that, but it's right there. The rest of them have holes. So now what we do, and I don't look at torque specs for really anything unless it's crucial internal engine components or maybe a flywheel. I just do it by feel, and it doesn't matter which side you use on this one, but I do notice a slight taper, so we're gonna face that outwards. And once again, our handy 4-wheel drive socket makes starting these easy. I have changed these with just a chisel and a hammer, and it's doable, but I got the tool, so I might as well use it. And this one we just run on home. And we can't over torque the nut that's set, because that ring's there and the nub's there, it won't allow it to move. But I have seen these nubs break and these things shear off if you're really rough on them, but I don't plan on putting this truck through the ringer like most of these things went through. So now, that's our finished product. You can see we got nut with a nub, the washer, and then the flat-sided nut. These chickens are loud. Look at these beauties. They sell these in full turned and quarter turned. I got the full turns. I just think they look a little better on a truck like this. It just really complements things. So here's the guts right here. See how these move? Nice and free. I'm the axle shaft. When these turn and engage, it pushes this in and it locks this whole unit. So this is, think of this as one big gear. I'm going to install this like so. Got a new snap ring, which I can put in by hand. Like so. And then there should be a clip, clip for the axle shaft and some screws for the hub. Now this clip on the axle shaft, believe it or not, it is optional. You don't necessarily have to put it on, but since this is such a nice truck, and I am not going to use and abuse it, and we got it, I'm going to use it. I just don't want to get stuck in my muddy driveway and have to embarrassingly pull my four-wheel drive truck out. Snap ring pliers. See how easily that makes things now. And I'm just putting my hand on the back of the axle shaft, moving it outward, and seating it in so it doesn't move. Now, the crowning jewel. There's a little rubber O-ring. Make sure that's in there because you'll get grease and crap, and I like to not put grass in there. We'll take a little grease, lube them up. These are lifetime warranted, so I've never blown up a set of the good ones. The quarter turn ones, I've exploded, but I've never blown up these. And once you know, I grabbed the wrong set of Allens. I'll go get the right set. So used to everything being metric, I just automatically grab metric Allen wrenches. Oh, where are they? There's one. I'm going to leave these loose until I get them all started at least. Oh, really? Then my battery died. This is working on cars, guys. Got a fresh battery. Be careful on these, because these are a thin little screw with a tiny little Allen head, and they like to strip and break. Other than putting the caliper back on, we are done. This is our finished product. So, real easy. Free spool. You can see there's absolutely no drag on that axle shaft. But if we come here, turn this from free to lock, one full revolution. Ooh. Yeah, about there. We get engagement. And that is just the other side making noise. And then turn it back, and we get disengagement. So this side's good. I'm gonna go tear apart the other side, and I got a feeling that one's gonna be a little chewed up because it's making noise. So, well, so far smooth sailing because I know what I'm doing on this side now. But I thought I'd point this out. Does anybody see what's wrong? This is the brake hose. it has got an obvious kink in it. Now, I've been driving this thing pretty frequently, but I haven't noticed any pulling or anything like that. But this has definitely got to be fixed. And normally, you can untwist the caliper unless it doesn't look like this hose was replaced. So I think I can just pull it off, untwist it, and it should, yeah, seat back on just fine. But Lord, this thing is leaking oil pretty badly. Just the short time it's been here, it's left that little spot. So, just something to be aware of. Always make sure your brake hoses go on nice and uniform. You don't want any kinks, no loops, none of that. It will lead to issues, even though this one didn't have any. It's always good to do. So, down to that goofy nut. Get that off, pack the bearings, and yeah, see, nice and free. But when you spin that axle shaft, it's just clicky, clicky, clicky. All right, probably tell by the dampness of my shirt, I'm done. Did the same thing over here that I did over there, other than make this hose nice. I'll make sure that doesn't contact the tire, because sometimes they like to do that. But whew. Did I say it was hot out here? The sun's down, it's still hot. So let's lock this in. Ooh. Come on. Wow. Try it again. Oh, okay, I'm in. So we're spinning. And that's just the differential freewheeling. It's not nearly as bad as it was. When these suckers are open, there is no drag on that. So let's lock this one in. Clunk. And yeah, that's just the spider gears of the differential freewheeling. And unlock it. And no more noise. So I'm gonna put the tires on this thing, and I'm not gonna sit in it because, like I said, I am very damp. So let me know what you thought of the Bronco. 351 Windsor truck, 220,000 some odd miles, but someone loved it. This door's a little wonky. It's been replaced, but Eddie Bauer seats. These are out of an extended cab F-150 I had that burnt to the freaking ground, and I kept these seats for all these years. And I know why now, because I was destined to buy this, and it had these god-awful, terrible seats. And this is the driver's side one, and when I went to look at this thing, I sat down in this seat and I said, oh my god, this is awful. Like, look at the angle on this. And in the truck, like, the rim of the steering wheel was hitting my knees. And I said, dude, these seats are terrible. The guy that owned the truck was in there with me. I said, these seats are terrible. And he says, yeah, I know, it was like that when I bought it. And I'm trying to figure out what they did with it, because there was this lockable center console in the center, which this is pretty sweet actually, but I don't know if they just left the top off it all the time and the interior went to crap, because the rear one is the same material and there's no seat belts back there. So I'd like to get some seat belts for the kids and a matching Eddie Bauer seat. So if you know anybody that's got one, hit me up. But has been a few fender benders. This quarter's a little crinkled. The bumper was replaced and pushed up into it, but I can't see any frame damage. or anything. Everything's straight and nice and still painted. But I really like this truck. I mean, up north, people stop driving these because the body's rotted off them. Here, there's really no reason to stop driving them. I mean, these were super reliable. My old Excursion, sitting over there, the core support is so bad on that one, my fan got into the coolant hose that comes off the radiator, and it started leaking. And I said, oh, that's a weird spot for that hose to rub through. And then I realized what happened. The core support rotted and the thing sagged, and the engine's still in the same spot, so it just chewed a hole right through the hose one day. So I'm not driving that anymore. I do have its rust-free twin that I'm gonna switch out one day, because I love that truck. 7.3, doesn't get any better. But I want to wrap this one up. If you like the Bronco, please let me know. There's going to be more videos on it. I want to keep it pretty well stocked. I love how it looks. It's just a nice old unmolested truck. My hands are dirty, but I'll pop the hood. But for 200 and some odd thousand miles, 30-year-old truck, I was pleasantly surprised how nice, clean, and unmolested it was. The wipers didn't work. I tore that apart and fixed it. That was another stupid thing. And then the horns were unplugged over here, and that relay was stuck on because the clock spring unraveled and it was shorted out. And there's a little tomfoolery going on with the cruise control, but it works. I know this was the one that had the recall where they would light on fire, and it looks like someone already did the inline jumper on it, which is supposed to stop it from not burning to the ground. So there's that, because he had this big guillotine thing hooked up to the battery that you turn on and off. But I mean, just look at it. Just a nice, clean old truck. I didn't realize the oil leak was so bad underneath, but I'm jabbering, so I'm gonna get in. There's gonna be no test drive because I'm gonna get a shower because I am gross. Put these tires back on and call it a day.